Shabbat Shalom, everyone. In just a few minutes, we're going to come together for the foundational prayer of any and every service that we have. The Amidah, as it is known, is in fact so central to our understanding of prayer and communication with God that in rabbinic literature, the Talmud, the Midrash, it is referred to simply as Hatfilah, the prayer. And so it goes without saying that any piece of liturgy that receives these kind of accolades, this kind of import, deserves some extra thoughtfulness, some extra intention, some extra kavanah. But I found that, at least in my own personal Jewish journey, the only way that I can really get there, to that level of kavanah, that level of really understanding and really feeling it, of really being in the moment, is through understanding the what, the why, and the how. So this morning, I'd like for us to explore the beautiful and powerful steps that we're about to dance together. Because that's really what tefillah is. That's really what prayer is. It's this kind of dance of gratitude, of thanks. Because like all things in our tradition, the prayer that we're about to say goes so much deeper than we give it credit for. And if we can begin to explore the depth, to wrestle with the significance, the personal touches, the mystical power, then we can have a whole world of Jewish meaning open up to us. So let's break this down a little bit. First, if we are able, we should be standing. Because after all, Amidah in Hebrew means standing. But the physicality here, the choreography, is not simply about being upright. We begin this prayer by closing our eyes, focusing our intention on the sanctity of the moment, and saying the words of the 51st Psalm, Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. And in doing so, we offer ourselves, our whole selves, into an act of submission. That we relinquish our ego, our I, and allow ourselves to be a conduit of the holy. With this intention in mind, it isn't our prayer at all that's about to be spoken. It's the prayer, Hatfilah, just like our rabbis told us. The whisper of creation, the current of God that flows through everything. And we pray simply that our mouths may be open so that we can be part of that current, that the song of existence can pass through us as well. The actions and words that come next presuppose our success in that ineffable endeavor. Because at that moment, we cease being ourselves and we elevate to a new realm of existence entirely. We are invited not just into the palace of the Holy One, but into the throne room, in the very presence of the Ein Sof, the one who is without beginning and without end. And so with humility and with further submission, we take 3 steps backwards and we show our lowliness, our unworthiness of being invited into such holiness. But then we take our place in the royal court. We acknowledge that we are in fact here, present and blessed to be exactly where we are. So with confidence and with gratitude, we take 3 steps forward and we bow, saying, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, and God of our ancestors. And from these words on, we are locked into a different state of being. Our feet are pushed firmly together. Our lips whisper, but so faintly that only we ourselves can hear. Because for the next number of minutes, we join the chorus of the Tzebaot, of the Chayot HaKodesh, of the divine creatures that sing God's praises throughout eternity. And when we enter in the Kedusha, Naritzacha v'nakdishacha ketzotziach sarfei kodesh ha-makdishim shimcha b'kodesh kach katuv al yad neviecha v'karazeh el zeh ve'amar kadosh 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 Adonai tzavaot makol haaretz kavodo. Those words of our Kedusha, the section known simply as, in the translation, holiness, are inspired by the vision of the prophet Yechezkel, of Ezekiel, who in his dream saw the divine throne, the Merkava, the divine chariot, and the chorus of angelic beings singing God's praises. And this is where we get this from. How are they described, these angelic beings? They're described as creatures standing tall with their two legs fused together, creating one leg, lifting up their voices in their prayer. And so when we daven our Amidah, we fuse our legs together. We lift our voices during the Kedusha. And when we say the words Kadosh, 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 holy, 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 we literally get on our toes and lift ourselves up to meet them in their chorus. Because for the Amidah, we are them. We are the divine choir. We are more than people. We are angels. We are angels. So for anyone who ever thought that Jewish prayer was boring, I invite them to daven the Amidah. How do we pray in Judaism? Do we ask for things? Do we make requests or pass on our message through a mediator? No. We become angels. And we do so exclusively for the purpose of singing praises to the one who spoke and the world came into being. If that doesn't add a spark to our liturgical devotion, I don't know what will. And for the record, there is so much more to go into, just in the Amidah alone. But I don't want to spoil all of the surprises in one fell swoop, so I'll leave the rest for us to explore at another time. But I'm hoping that this can be the start of us journeying through some of our liturgical moments together. If this is helpful at all, please let me know, and I promise I will work on adding some additional resources to our website and into our davening. Because while this pandemic keeps us physically apart, it is crucial now more than ever that we come together spiritually and emotionally through the incredible power of our tradition and the hidden gems that are sprinkled abundantly throughout what we consider to be well-worn and known territory. My family, the rabbis tell us that our tradition is a sea. It's a yam. That there are endless drops in this ocean of Torah. And I promise that if we ever get to a point of thinking that we know it all, that we know that entire ocean, that it's rote and repetitive and that it has started to lose some of its magic, then we have ventured far from the path of what Judaism is and should be. This journey is deeper and more significant than words could ever convey. But I think we can understand it, or at least attempt to understand it, if we allow ourselves to venture into those depths with curious minds, with open hearts, and with outstretched hands. So with that, let's begin again. Let us all rise if we are able, and get ready to put our feet together, to take 3 steps backwards and 3 steps forwards, to whisper that we might become instruments of the current of creation, and then we can let go of our egos, our humanness, because in this moment we are asked to be together, to be a celestial choir, to be angels.